have to go to Dr. Pooja Tripathi as well. Anulal, please hold your thought there because you will also have to respond to Dr. Pooja Tripathi. Dr. Pooja Tripathi, again, as I said, I'm not going to be responding to you. I will not allow the BJP to respond to you either. Anulal is going to be responding to you as a citizen person. Dr. Pooja Tripathi, the government right now is different, but the elections are there. It's right there, you're in the thick of it. Yeah. What has the Congress done? What can the Congress do? And I do hope you don't live in Gurugram because unfortunately, Arun Yadav had to do a very tough job of defending Gurugram's performance even though he stays there.
Neha, no, I don't live in Gurugram, and I've been, the moment I received the topic for the today, I've been reading about Gurugram. And I remember Deep Karna, the Make My Trip CEO, saying that Gurugram is a suburb on steroids. What he meant was, it's the most erratic, unplanned millennial city, the moniker millennial city. And then beyond the opulence, beyond the, the veneer of opulence lies the basic infrastructural deficits. Ms. Lal was just mentioning about the flooding. We see every 100 meters there are potholes, that roads are not traversable. There's a system of wastage disposal. There's no proper planned drain in the city. There's no public transport, no healthcare facilities. The Greenpeace and Air Visual recommends that Gurgaon is the top. Gurgaon occupies the top position when it comes to the most polluted city. Also, it doesn't come anywhere in the close to 100 top cities in the Swachhata mission. I think Gurugram is completely in shambles, and I'm very sure the whole credit goes to, as Arunji is taking, the Bharatiya Janata Party. They have messed up the city multifold. They have messed up the whole city that was an IT hub, that is a representation of an aspirational India. They just left the cities. I just read that the House Owners Association have decided to field their candidates because
but BJP has said Congress did nothing when they were in power. उस समय भी floods होते थे, उस समय भी potholes थे. You still have them. Anulal is saying the levels have only increased, but it was still the same. So parties come and go. Dr. Pooja Tripathi, you may not really be in power, but did you hold them to account? Did the Congress hold them to account? Did they come down on the streets and say that the monsoon season is going to be here, the rainfall season is going to be here, hi, we want the potholes filled, we want the drains to be cleaned? We didn't see them in Gurugram, maybe we missed it. Did you see them?
So, of course, the Congress has been protesting the missing MP Rao Inderjeet Singh, who also occupies a ministerial berth and who could not do anything, could not extend the metro to another 100 meters. The Congress has been protesting for the closure of the toll plaza at Kharki Deola. The Congress has been on ground. Raj Babbar, even after being defeated in the Lok Sabha election, is there in Gurgaon, raising up issues of the, the apathy of the administration, the apathy of the civic bodies. And I think that's what an opposition does. And I'm sure when the wheels churn, when
Dr. Pooja Tripathi, we're just asking because the rainfall season came, we didn't see, road roko, rail roko protests by the Congress saying it's going to be the rain season again, clean up the drains, get the act together. Why are the potholes there? We did not see. So I'm just asking, you are in the opposition. I know the mandate, we have to question the ruling, which we are doing. We asked the BJP the same questions. We are asking you, did you do your role as an opposition? Plus, elections are around the corner. What is the promise that you're giving to the people of Gurugram?
I think when elections are around the corner, the biggest promise that we can give to Gurugram is that we want to remove the apathy in the civic administration. Gurugram is a sorry state of affairs. Gurgaon needs better political leaders. Saying as a part of a political party, Gurgaon needs better political leaders to represent them. The whole millennial city that I've been saying, it's to justify that tag. It needs the basics, infrastructural facilities. It needs the non-flooding of road, proper drainage system, the traffic management, the urban management. Gurgaon needs to start from the scratch, and I'm sure the incumbent Congress government will definitely do that.
Anulal, please respond. And I find it interesting you use the incumbent Congress government, but Anulal, please respond to this. As I said, you are going to be the primary respondent.
when I look at Congress and I look at the shows 1 month ago on the same channel when we were holding Congress responsible for what happened in Delhi, the UPSC students died, similar flooding happened there. I mean, what picture are you showing us? Are you showing us a better picture? AAP is showing us a better picture? Or is Congress showing us a better picture of Bangalore? Who is showing us a better picture? Nobody is concerned about urban voters, and this is a big problem, that urban voters need to figure out a way कि काम करवाना कैसे है, because nobody is willing to work for us. Whether it is AAP in Delhi, we saw what AAP did in Delhi. We every year we see what Congress is doing in Bangalore and what's happening in Mumbai. All cities are getting flooded, and there is a pattern to this, and we need to recognize the pattern, which is apathy of the civic administration, which is not coming by unless we really do something, get together. I think the voters in this country need to get unionized in some way. The income taxpayers need to get unionized in some way. There has to be something done to make our administration look at us, that, look at the condition of the city. Whose heads are rolling? Kiski naukri ja rahi hai yahan pe? Nobody is ultimately held accountable for this.
Okay, one minute to Arun Yadav and Dr. Pooja Tripathi. In your manifesto, is flooding, inundation, infrastructure collapse of Gurugram going to be a promise, a issue? The fact that you're going to counter it, you're going to streamline it, there are going to be tangible efforts towards it. Is that going to be a promise in your manifesto? Is that something that the party has discussed? Are you aware of it? Is that going to start with that at least? Arun Yadav.
Oh, absolutely. Infrastructure in what development is the topmost priority of our party. And if I talk about Gurgaon in particular, see, you have to understand what happened in Gurgaon. Before 2014, if you allow me 1 minute, I'll just like to say a few things which Anuji has said and
I can give you 30 seconds. I'm sorry, my producer has just told me we don't have time. 30 seconds because I have to give Pooja Tripathi 30 seconds, please.
It's only Bharatiya Janata Party who ever thought about doing development in Gurgaon. Otherwise, when Huddas were in the power, Congress was in power, Gurgaon was considered as a Somnath ka mandir, and he used to take all the revenue of Gurgaon to other parts of Haryana. In our tenure, you see all the flyovers which can be built in Gurgaon. You see underpasses built in Gurgaon. At that time, in Congress time, there was nothing.
By the way, that also is a big problem. But I don't have time to get into that. Pooja Tripathi, very quickly, 30 seconds to you.
So Sneha, the manifesto committee for the Vidhan Sabha elections headed by Geeta Bhukkal is meeting the representatives of every district, and we have district-wise plans laid out in our manifesto in which the apathy in civic administration, the drainage system, the waste disposal system, also the pollution, the issue of pollution that is not being talked about by any political party will be there in the manifesto issue.
Okay. Anulal, I know you would give great responses to these. I don't have time. Would 5 seconds do?
Do we matter? Abhi tak to manifesto ban jana chahiye tha na, and we should have figured in that manifesto. The fact that we don't figure in that manifesto, we don't matter. So I think stop kidding yourself and stop kidding us that really urban voters don't matter. Just accept it. At least that will give you some satisfaction and us some satisfaction that we don't expect anything. Sorry to be so pessimistic.
Well, that's the irony, and I hope there will be at least some political party which will break that irony. I call it an irony because that's how voters really are feeling in what is National Capital's luxury hub, and not just the National Capital's, it's quite frankly India's. Nonetheless, Arun Yadav, Dr. Pooja Tripathi, as well as Anulal, thank you so much for joining us on this discussion. Thank you so much.